I'm calling this meeting to order at 1:34 p.m.
Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Edwards, Member Jackson,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Chair Frazier.
Yes.
You have a quorum.
Comments from guests? Okay, I don't see that we have any guests, so on to the next written complaints. Okay, I do want to address one that we did receive, that we made copies of, and I'll pass the pictures around to the board members as I'm speaking about it. So the written complaint is from Miss Dorothy Branscombe, and I received it on October 19th, 2025. She has, details a complaint, missing items from gravesite, and these items was placed on it was hanging wreath, 2 matching bouquets, and 1 soda light at gravesite. All were placed except solar light on September 30th, 2025. The pictures are attached. The only thing that I'm seeing on those pictures, and I'll give our board a chance to speak, are like the loose items that should not be on there. And as a result, she's asking for be reimbursed for all of the things that were taken off the grave. Some of the things we cannot replace as a result that they were not supposed to be on there. So I'm going to ask the board, after looking at the pictures, if they will comment.
Can I ask you, does she state when the items were removed?
On the same day that she put them on there, which was September 30th, around 4 p.m., she said workers slowly passed as she was putting these things on the grave. And there's a letter here.
Isn't the date to remove them September 30th?
So that was a discrepancy because one notice we had was September 30th, the other one was October.
So I guess, can we ask George what date they are removing things from the cemetery?
Yes, George.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
So what is the exact date that things are being removed and that is posted for the families to have to remove the things from the cemetery?
I think if I remember right, I had put on the day of October 1st. I think he started pulling a few items a week earlier than that.
And I guess we just need clarification on what the date actually is, because the previous notice that we have on the website says October 15th. So I don't know if some people are going based off of what is being posted or what is on the website.
Okay, and then this one that I just pulled up says April 1st to October 31st. So with that being said, we need to put a clear one together and decide and vote on the dates and make sure that that's the correct and only one that's being posted.
After that, and then I think it's gonna establish dates with the new, on the rules of the exact date, but I had posted on the office till October 1st for this year.
I would suggest that the board votes on a date for those and that all of the notices reflect that date so that there isn't any confusion.
Agreed. So with that being said, because I just found another one that says September 30th. So with that being said, I'm going to give the board a chance to speak about the pictures, and then we need to vote on a date for things that can be put on and things that have to be removed by.
And if that's the case, the rules do say that they need to notify the office of those dates.
So she want us to reimburse her for the flowers that she put down?
I have another concern.
So I have to get the specifics, because
Madam Chairman, one concern that I have is that when I'm looking at the pictures of all that stuff on there, it sort of implies that we're responsible for this stuff. What if somebody else just walks through and picks some of that stuff up and moves it someplace else? Can we assume responsibility for that?
well, in this particular incident, so this is a picture of her husband's headstone, where the next day was the services for her stepdaughter, her husband's daughter, and her grave is right, and it's in the pictures right next to it, so she knew that those things were taken up, and yeah. But I do understand what you're saying, though.
Because my question is, were they taken up by us or somebody working for us? Or were they just picked up by, either blew away from the wind or picked up by somebody else passing through? And if that's the case, what is our liability for if we've got a big area out there with people with balloons and things and so forth on there if they're not there?
You know what, that's a good question, and I have been in conversation with her, and I know she works third shift, so what I'll do is have her to come to the next meeting so we can get more clarification instead of just assuming, so that we can be fair all the way around, and then have a clear rules of dates set, so families do know, and then also when they have the special occasions, that they do notify the office as well.
I would like to suggest also that maybe there be something that people understand if they're putting loose items and so forth out there, that they're doing so at their own risk. I wouldn't want the city being responsible for, I mean, I remember 2 weeks ago we had a wind that was so strong when I looked out my back door the next morning, all the covers were gone off of my grills and stuff in the back. And these are shaped covers made for those things. Just lift her up and blew them away.
So in response to that, the rules do state that the cemetery is not responsible for any kind of damage by the elements, thieves, vandals, or causes beyond their control.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's right here at the bottom of one of these set of rules that I have. So, so with that being said, I want to make a vote that we redo these with specifics, and it be one that's passed to the families and it's posted for the families, and then also making the dates clear as well.
I got a lot of experience going in these graveyards about this situation. As I look at, and I know Will Branscombe, these two items that's on the side of his tombstone, technically they should be on it because this is violating for them the grass cut anyway. So also these flowers, these light flowers, I mean, it don't have to be a big wind to blow them away anyway. But it has been numerous of times that I have spoke with folks and things have been posted in the office saying that when you put something on the grave, you have at least 3 days. After that, you remove it. You know, I don't understand why they don't understand that, because the city is not, and the graveyard not liable for this kind of stuff right here. Anybody could have did this, especially Mother Nature, the wind. So I would not agree to reimburse anything. You know, I just wouldn't. This is common sense. And this reef up here, come on now, I mean, the elevation of the weather would take that right off of that little metal piece. They're not responsible for that. This is the first time I disagree with all this. This is a mess. In 3 days, you're supposed to take it off anyway.
Well, and keep in mind that that only applies if she contacted the office to let them know that she was putting it out for a special occasion.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we change the removal date to October 1st across all platforms, in office, website, and on the brochures or the pamphlets we give out to the families.
I second that motion, but I also like to add that we specifically say April 1st to October 1st. And then also to add in there, and we'll redo these, that if it is a special occasion, they are to notify the office, and that we are not held responsible, as it states at the bottom, for, we will not be, it states that the cemetery will not be responsible for plants, vases, flags, special items, or flowers, or any kind of damage by the elements, thieves, vandals, or by other causes beyond our control. The cemetery will remove any items that are unsightly, unmaintained, dangerous, or approaching on adjacent lot.
Motion by Brown, second and amended by Frazier. Member Jackson?
Yes.
Member Smith? Member Brown?
Support.
Chair Frazier?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of meeting minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes of October 14th of 25.
I second it.
Motion by Brown, second by Smith. Member Smith? Member Brown?
Support.
Member Jackson?
Yes.
Chair Frazier?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Friends of Crystal Springs and Morton Hill Cemeteries.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We had a short work month this last 30 days. We only got 6 hours in down in the ravine working, and the snow came, and so we're done working outside for a while. But during that time, we cleared an area south of Bridge 3, that's the Decatur Bridge. We cleared an area about 50 feet by 100 foot of all trees, pines, and shrubs that were in the area. And now it's a fairly large area, so if people want to come down and just sit, or they want to put a picnic down there, they do have a nice area to do that. While we're doing that, we placed flags indicating boulders and stones that were in the area, and also holes in the ground. And the reason we did that to try to determine what the landscaping might have been during that period. And we also noticed that we had a straight line going from one side of the area to the other. And after doing some investigation at the ends where the fall off into the creek is, we found out that was the location of the old culvert that was down there originally. And the old culvert was a rectangular culvert. I estimated roughly 3 foot wide by 2 foot deep. And over the years, that had caved in, folded in, the top folded in. And these holes that we had going across the area was all due to that cave in and dirt falling down, filling in that void. And so now we've got that identified. We can fill those holes in. And this old culvert was approximately 3 foot farther south than the present existing culvert. So we did gain information. We used those flags. We also are now looking for where these rocks may have been or should be placed in the future. And that's basically what we did in the outside this time period. Over the last 2 months, we gained 62 people on our Facebook page. And primarily that's because we had those 2 tours that we gave in the end of October. And those 2 tours total of 50 people that came through and walked through the ravine. So we got a lot of good response from that. So we're thinking about maybe next spring we might have a flower walk in the springtime when the daffodils come out to sort of do a promotion there. As far as Morton Hill, we didn't do anything with Morton Hill this month. As far as future work, since we're not be working outside for a while until the weather gets a little better, we'll go back to the cemetery office and start working, recording, and storing the various blueprints that we started working on last winter, and also the documents that are in totes. Get those organized a little bit and see what we've got in there they might be able to use for historical tracking. And also I'm going to be working on the Morton Hill map that I redrew this summer to make it represent the more shape of the cemetery as far as the plots laid out, and be verifying the headstones and the positions of people where they're interred on the cemetery relative to the updated map. And other than that, we wish everybody a safe and good holiday season, and hope to see everybody next year.
Thank you so much for the work you do, and same to you and your family.
Thank you.
Unfinished business, update on maintenance/repairs.
Met with the engineer this morning, and we were talking about where things had gotten to in terms of trying to get the water system in place, and we think we're going to be able to have that working for you next spring. I'm not sure exactly how much, but we're going to try to find the money to have one of the companies dig a line from the working pump to where we'll have a spigot where people can get water and so forth. But that's basically what we're doing with that right now. And in the coming year, I'm hopeful to begin trying to put a plan together to start doing a little bit more activity out there, depending upon what our overall financial situation is.
Mr. Little, were you also, I know we met a couple weeks ago, were you able to get a letter drafted in regards to the funeral homes and not accepting any more checks?
Well, I apologize, I did not. I forgot about it, but we'll get that done. But I do want to mention that I went out to the cemetery with Mr. Gilson and the group that was there to take the tour down through, and it was fascinating. I think if you haven't been, you might want to try it. It was really worthwhile.
Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you. New business, 2025 meeting dates.
Okay, 2026 meeting dates. You should all have those in your packet. They all fall on the second Tuesday of the month with the exception of August and November due to Election Day being on the first Tuesday, which means Planning Commission will be moved back a week, which means Cemetery gets moved back a week. So that reflects the change for those two months.
Any objections to the meeting dates for 2026?
Support?
You mean motion?
I make a motion that we accept the 2026 Cemetery Board meeting dates.
Support.
Motion by Brown, second by Smith. Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Jackson?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
Chair Frazier?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Transfer of funds for burial, so this would be for in December.
So actually, the date is October 14th through November 25th. And the amount that's outlined in your financial report, $40,785.
So I move that we move this money for transfer of funds for burial.
I second it.
Motion by Frazier, second by Smith. Member Jackson?
Yes.
Member Smith? Member Brown?
Got a question. We're transferring 40,785, but we owe C Management 12,740. Am I reading that right? Due C Management ending balance.
Yeah, that's what it shows. It may be a little behind in transfers. I know with the audit in process right now, they're trying to get all of that together. And I am actually not even sure that it includes maybe the last one, because of when the report was ran, so the last invoice may not be in here.
Okay. All right, I'll support it.
Chair Frazier,
Yes.
motion carried.
Comments from the board?
I appreciate everything you guys are doing for the cemetery, and happy holidays to you.
Okay, I just want to add, I apologize, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I just wanted to review how we got here and why we're still here. January 21st of 21, we made an agreement that we would work together within City Manager Ellis Mitchell or the seat holder in that position in an effort to work together because C Management Burt was retiring. We were under the impression that it would be a collaboration, that we would work together, make decisions together. 5 years later, almost 6, that's not happening. What I see is that basically we just put a stamp on it. There was nothing in the resolution when it went before the city commission that we would be in collaboration, that everything would fall at the seat of the city manager's position. At this time, if we're going to move forward, become financially independent, we have got to look at this resolution and resolve it because it doesn't work for the board, it doesn't work with C Management, and it doesn't work for the residents of Benton Harbor. So going forward, I'd like us to start looking at it and work on it. Benchmark some other communities that that have home rules and had a cemetery so that we could see how they got up under it when their assets were legally stolen and sold. And it's okay. Our resources were bought, but we don't know where the receipts are. In April, we asked for the interest from our CD, the Perpetual Care Fund, in the amount of $5,497. All we could touch, according to Laura, was the interest. The Perpetual Care Fund was for the care. Then we find out, as I read through this, is that item number 6 from Rhonda, that the city began reporting the cemetery operations and statements were included in the 2016 audits. The statements were prepared based on bank information, an asset listing, and the loan from the Perpetual Care Fund of $100,000. This loan from 2011 remained on the books because bank statements that were obtained did not show that this loan was repaid from 2011 to 2016 based on the bank records. So is it still out there? And I was on the cemetery board at that time, and all we voted was the interest, but it looks like it was already gone before I could say. So let us look at this resolution and work forward. It's 5 years in, it doesn't work. Thank you.
Member Brown, can we all get a copy of that resolution?
I just got the memorandum, but again, I can give it to you.
If I could just go back to Member Brown's question about what's due to C Management versus what's due to the cemetery. If you look down to where it says invoices processed and invoices paid, we actually ended up paying more than the invoices that had came in for that period. So that would bring that down, which would mean that, we would have to supplement that $15,000-ish that's there.
Okay, well, with that all being said, I don't see anything else that needs to be said at this point, just that we can get a copy of that resolution, all the board members, and go from there. Other than that, enjoy your holidays, and I end this meeting at 2:04 PM.
Support.
Motion by Frazier, second by Brown. Member Smith? Yes. Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Jackson?
Yes.
Chair Frazier?